So I'm gonna repeat everything so you can listen to it. So, mi casa, my house. Mis amigas, my friends. Tu piso, your flat. Tus amigas, your friends. Su piso, his flat, her flat, even their flat, or even your flat formal. Sus amigas, pretty much the same, plural.
Mhm.
Nuestro piso, our flat or our apartment. Nuestros amigos, our friends. Nuestra casa, our house. Nuestras amigas, our friends. Vuestro piso is your flat in an informal way. Vuestros amigos, your friends. Vuestra casa, your house. So here, notice we changed gender with these two nosotros and nosotras. Not only the plural singular thing. And sus is there, your everything. Okay. All right. We're gonna go straight to demonstrativos. What is this? Basically, these are this and that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So this house, that house.
Okay.
Okay. Let me show them. So we have all this. Now we have what we call the adjective and what we call the pronouns. So what is an adjective? Basically, we're gonna call this and that adjective because they are before now. So that means you say this something, this book, that car, that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, when we're using that, remember the adjective must agree with the noun in gender and number. So that means if I'm talking about a book and I know I say el libro and I want to say this book, I'm gonna use este libro.
Este.
Okay.
Okay.
If I'm talking about books in the plural, I'm gonna say estos libros.
Estos libros. Okay. Plural. Okay.
Hmm? Now, the problem is, I don't know if I mentioned before, in Spanish we have three distances, so to say. So in English you should say this, that, and that's it. But in Spanish it's more like this, that thing next to you, and that thing over there.
Okay.
So that's why we say este. So este, for example, this book, este libro. That book next to you, ese libro. And that book over there, aquel libro. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So remember, aquello is like something very far away from both of us. Yeah?
Yeah.
And ese would be something far from me, but maybe it's near you.
Somewhere
Yeah?
in the middle. So esta is closest, essa is second closest, and
Yeah,
ake far.
it's like very far. It's like over there. Yeah, it's very far. Um, so you have the masculine and you have the feminine, you have the plural. Yeah, so it's gonna be este, ese, aquel. So
Okay.
this, that thing over there, this book, that book, those. Okay, so this is plural. So actually, it
Yeah.
should be these,
Those
those, and those books over there,
there.
and
Okay.
so
Yeah.
on. Okay, when you don't have a noun, you just want to say this or that. You're gonna say the neutral or esto, eso, aquello. So
Ah,
you're gonna say this, esto, eso, aquello when there's nothing, there's no noun next to it. So for example, you say, I don't know, esta mesa, for example, esta mesa, this table. But if you want to say this, you just say esto,
okay. Okay. So there
right?
is nothing after that. So no noun after that.
Exactly, exactly. So they're being used as pronouns. They substitute a noun, yeah?
So solo pronouns. Okay.
Let me show you some examples. So for example, este coche me gusta más que ese. So I like this car more than that.
Me gusta. Yeah. Oh,
Okay. In
must.
this case,
Yeah.
you don't have a noun, but since we're talking about the car, we understand we mean ese coche.
Uh-huh.
So we don't need to repeat again, okay?
So, for example, if we had the coche at the end also, then we could have said, este, este coche me gusta más que maybe ese coche, like the
Yeah. You could say ese
something
coche.
like that.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to explain is we don't really say eso. because we're talking about a car.
Right.
Okay, so it's actually an adjective. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like okay. So in English, you usually say, for example, I like the. Which one do you prefer? The red car or the blue one?
Blue one.
Right?
Okay.
In Spanish, you don't really say one like that.
Ah,
Okay, you just say the blue.
the red car or the blue. Okay, so that's
Exactly. This is kind of the same. Okay, so what it's clear by context. We just omit the part that is clear.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
it's like the pronouns. Like you don't really need to say yo, ello all the time because
mm.
it's clear by the conjugation. By the end of the verbs, we know who is the subject. Yeah, who
Right.
is the person who is
Sure.
doing the action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, toma. Esto es para ti. So notice here, I say esto because I'm done talking about. There is no noun in the sentence, okay? So I say this is for you. That's it. I'm not saying this book is for you or this
Okay.
pen is for you. You know?
Yeah. If it was
So
this book is for you, then we could have said este libro.
exactly. So toma is here you are. Here you are. This is for you. Yeah. Okay. Aquel chico es el novio de María. So that boy over there
Yeah. Okay.
is Maria's boyfriend.
Wife. Yeah.
Carlos, coloca estos libros
Okay. Estos
en
libros.
la estantería. So, Carlos, put these books on the
On
bookshelf.
the bookshelf.
Okay, quite easy, I think. Or for example. Okay, you can also use this esto, eso, aquello to point at things. So, like,
Okay.
what is that is not true, yeah? So,
Esto
eso no es
no-
verdad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, ¿qué es aquello? What is that thing over there? What
Okay.
is that over there, yeah? Okay. Any question about this? It is quite easy,
No,
actually.
I think it's okay. I think.
Let's give it a go. Something a little bit more difficult than this. Okay, this one. So, ¿qué es ¿quién es ese chico moreno? So, ese chico. Yeah?
Este.
Is el
Okay.
chico.
So, este chico. Okay. So
Who is that
who is
dark-haired boy? Yeah? Moreno means dark hair. It could also be dark skin. Yeah?
okay? No lo conozco. So I
I
don't know.
don't know him.
Okay.
Yeah? No lo conozco. Es Rafa, el novio de Laura. Number two.
Okay. Luis, tráeme. And so Luis, tráeme.
So we
Tráeme
have here a planta. Yeah?
plantas. That's singular kind of. So
It's singular and it's feminine, so it's la planta, right?
yeah. So it should be aquea kind of or
Aquella.
aquea. Aquea.
So is it near or is it far?
Yeah. So yeah. So it's aquea is far. So aquea. So that
Very, very, very far.
yeah. So the plant in the terrace kind of.
So when we say aquella, we understand like it is far from me and it is far from you.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If I'm talking to the person and the object is next to him,
Mm-hmm.
we would say esa planta. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Is
So eso, esa, we understand it's like something closer to the listener.
mhm.
Okay. Tres.
No me gusta que
So restaurante.
yeah, so restaurant
El restaurante.
yeah uh, so is it feminine or masculine? Yeah, I think it's
El restaurante.
el restaurant. Okay, so
Ujú,
ese
ujú.
restaurante prefiero
Prefiero.
prefiero que
So we still talk about the restaurant, right?
okay, so then it should be aquel.
Perfect. So, no me gusta ese restaurante, prefiero aquel. So we're using aquel and not aquello because we mean
That
that
yeah,
restaurant over there,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Not that thing over there.
Mhm.
Aquello is like more general, okay?
Mhm.
4, 4.
The queen is esto.
¿Quién?
Oh,
¿Quién?
¿quién? Yeah. De quién
Mhm.
es esto? Because there is nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So de quién es esto? What does that mean?
So de quién is I would like quién is I would like to or
Mhm.
I
Okay, what
want.
is quién? Let's talk
Yes.
about quién. What is quién?
So quién comes in
Mhm.
the subjunctive things, right?
No, no, it's not a verb. The verb is this one. This is the verb, okay?
Oh, okay.
You already know this one. ¿Quién is is basically who, okay? ¿Quién?
Okay.
But here we have a preposition before, doesn't it?
Yeah, de
Okay, we
quién.
have this there.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between saying quién, which is who,
Okay.
and de quién? What is that? Any idea?
De quién. So the who.
No?
Or,
Okay, so de basically means of or from. So
oh,
whenever you see de quién, it's like saying whose.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so would be whose is this?
Okay. So whose is okay? Okay. So es este.
So I want to know the possessor.
Okay.
Whose is this? Whose book is this? ¿De quién es este libro?
Okay.
Whose car is this? ¿De quién es este coche?
Okay.
Whose house is this? ¿De
Okay.
quién es esta casa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have very common phrase actually. De quién is this?
So we have quién, which is who.
Who? Okay.
So for example, who are you? ¿Quién eres tú?
Okay.
But we say de quién, for example, ¿de quién es este niño? Whose boy is this?
Okay. 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 De quién. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Cinco. Five.
Uh,
Again, the same, yeah?
yeah. So. Mm,
But now we have a noun, right?
yeah.
We have
So
diccionario, el diccionario.
yeah. So de quién es este dictionary.
Perfect. So whose
Dictionary
dictionary
is
is
this.
this?
Okay. So
Yeah,
the only difference is we have the noun after the
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So that's why we are using now the adjective,
Hmm.
and it has to agree. So it's masculine singular, and the noun is masculine singular.
Hmm.
Don't worry too much about this. You get used to that.
Hmm.
Okay. Oops, I have to delete this. Anyway, okay. Says
Says okay. 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 Estudiante es brasileña.
brasileña.
Brasileña. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's um,
So we talk about a man or a woman.
so estudiante is the student, a man kind of here.
Okay. Some nouns in English, I mean in Spanish, sorry, they you have to change the gender. For example, we say hermano, hermana, right?
Yeah.
So it's brother, sister.
Brother, sister. Yeah.
Niño, niña, boy,
Yeah.
girl. And
Boy,
they
girl.
basically change the last vowel.
Hmm.
However, there are many, many nouns. Um, for example, those ending in a e that you cannot really tell the gender of the person we're talking about. So you have to pay attention to something else. So the key here is to look at the
So
word brasileña. So you
ah,
can see there is an A, so that means we're talking about woman. Okay?
okay, okay,
So even though estudiante can be both masculine and feminine, you can actually say el estudiante or la estudiante. There's no
okay,
difference.
okay,
So the key is going to be brasileña. So
okay,
that's why
okay. So then it will be
esa estudiante es brasileña.
okay, okay,
Because we understand we talk about a female student, right?
okay.
So an estudiante can be both masculine and
And or
feminine.
feminine. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
The only way to tell is by any other clue. So sometimes you have the article before, you say el estudiante or la estudiante, or you have an adjective like here,
okay,
brasileña. So you know if you talk about female student or a masculine student, yeah, or a
okay.
male student, yeah.
Mhm.
Siete,
Okay. Celia pon. Okay. So that so
la silla,
let's
la
see.
silla.
Okay. So then
Mhm.
pones a silla en tu dormitorio.
Dormitorio. So silla is chair,
Yeah, yeah. In the dorm.
dormitorio is
Mm.
bedroom.
In your
Mhm.
dormitory, yeah, in your room.
So
Yeah.
Celia pone esa silla.
Put the chair in your room.
So, so I understand here that the chair is kind of near the person I'm talking to, yeah? In this
Mhm.
case, Celia.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Ocho.
Okay, so mamá, zapatos no me gustan, so I don't like. So, so
So we talk about
yeah,
shoes.
right. So, is it not male or female? Like it's uh,
So you can tell, but this time you can tell because you
so
can
this
see
is
the
the
O and you can see the S. So it must be masculine or
masculine
plural,
and
right?
plural. So estos.
So
Okay,
yeah. So mamá, estos zapatos no me
no
gustan.
me gusta. Okay,
So I don't like
the
these
shoes. Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
Okay. hmm By the way, remember, especially when you're using this verb, it's very easy to change the order, as you can see. You don't really need to follow the English order like
Mm-hmm.
subject, verb, object. In Spanish, is freer in that sense. Like you could simply say, for example, this sentence: "Estos zapatos no me gustan." You could say the same in many different ways, actually. So you could say, "No me gustan estos zapatos."
No me gusta eso.
Este zapato no me gusta. A mí, este zapato no me gusta. Este zapato no me gusta a mí.
Oh,
No
okay,
me gusta a mí estos zapatos.
okay.
So basically,
You can
it's
shuffle
quite
like,
free.
all the permutations and combinations.
Basically, the only thing you need to place together is no me gusta.
Okay,
The rest, you can change the order. You can add the a mí or you could omit the me bit, as
okay,
you already know.
okay.
Nueve.
Okay, so it will be so mujeres. So it is kind of plural. So
It's plural. It
so
is
so
feminine because
yeah,
this means women.
yeah. So aquellas
Perfect.
aquellas mujeres son profesoras de la escuela.
So those teachers,
Yeah,
sorry, teachers no, those women over
women.
there
Yeah,
are school
yeah.
teachers.
Teachers in the school. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so uh, so this is autobus but
Autobús. Es el
auto
bus. El autobús. Okay.
L. So then so ese autobús
Mhm.
autobús va al centro de la ciudad.
Mhm. So ese autobús va
Va, la,
al
va,
centro
va al centro de la
de la ciudad. So that bus
is in the
goes to the
center
city
of
center,
yeah.
mhm, or downtown.
Yeah, okay.
11.
So again, this is singular, so it should be
Mhm.
uh,
El tren,
el tren. Ese
mhm,
tren no para en la estación de Villanueva. Villanueva.
Villanueva. Mhm.
Villanueva.
So that train
Tren
doesn't stop
at the station.
at Villanueva station. Mhm. 12.
Juan termina problemas aquellas. So Juan
You fell for it.
uh, no problem.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little trick. So yeah, it is true that many times we can tell the gender of the noun if at the end of the word you can see either an
Yeah,
O
yeah,
or an A.
yeah. Uh-huh.
But there is an exception.
Okay.
For those nouns ending in MA, it's gonna be the other way around. So they're gonna be masculine.
Okay.
So actually, we don't say la problema, we say el problema, and we say el dilema,
I see.
and we say el poema. So
Okay.
every time you see a noun ending MA, it's actually masculine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why we say,
Estos, Juan
okay.
termina estos problemas de matemáticas.
mhm. And don't worry too much about the gender thing, okay?
Okay.
Just learn as you go. I think the best thing you could do is learn nouns with their articles. So, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of learning problema, learn este problema or learn el problema. Yeah.
Problem. So I know it is a masculine thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really, when we talk, we don't really think about the gender. We just learn by context.
Yeah,
Okay,
you have the
so
articles in your.
exactly. So it's basically like you attach another word and you just say that word, el problema.
Mhm.
Um, where are you? Delete. Okay, here. What do we have next? Okay. Okay, before we say adjective, possessive adjective, now we're gonna say possessive pronouns. So what are those? So possessive adjective were my car, your house. So they are always with a noun, right?
Mhm.
Now you could simply say the same thing without a noun. You could say this is mine, that is
Ah,
yours.
okay.
So we call these possessive pronouns.
Pronoun
Let
based.
me show them first.
Okay.
So first difference you're gonna notice is that many times they go with an article. So the article is basically el, la, los, or las,
Mhm.
that fits over there. Some of the time it's possible to omit. We're gonna talk about that later. So we say el mío.
So just one thing. So, for example, let's say if I say this book is mine or something like that,
Este libro es mío.
they will me out.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Okay, so
Me.
anyway, I'm gonna teach you with the article so you get used to it. Listen, because that is a little bit different from English. And then I'll teach you when we omit it. So we say el mío. So for example, this is mine.
Okay.
Este es el mío. Or mine is better. El mío es mejor.
Okay.
Yeah? Now we're gonna use this when we talk about a masculine noun thing. If
Yeah.
you talk about,
Oh,
like for example, you talk about the chair. For example, chair is la silla. So
mhm.
es la mía.
Okay. Okay. Let me.
So esta silla es la mía. For
Okay.
example, this chair is mine. Esta
So,
silla es la mía.
if there is no noun, for example, let's say this is mine, then do we use
Este es mío. We usually go to the masculine.
masculine?
Okay. Este es mío. Okay. So mine basically is mío or mía. Míos, mías. If you talk about more than one thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
If I'm talking about your, yeah, yours, actually.
Yeah.
So tuyo.
Yeah.
Tuyo, o tuya, o tuyos, o tuyas.
Yeah.
Same difference. So it's masculine, feminine. Masculine is plural, feminine plural. Okay.
Suyo.
Okay. Suyo, suya, suyos, suyas could be several things, just like su.
Mm-hmm.
It could be his, or hers, or
Or
it could be yours, uh, uh, formal. Yeah.
yeah,
It could be theirs as well.
there.
Theirs. And then ours. We
No,
say nuestro, nuestra, so it's pretty much the same as the adjectives. And vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestra.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Exactly the same. Okay? Let's take a look at some example. For example, this bicycle is mine. Esta bicicleta es mía.
No, okay. That's the
Okay?
that's me.
Two. Este vaso no es mío. Es tuyo. So
Okay.
this glass is not mine. It's
Yours.
yours.
Okay. So,
Yo creo que la mía es mejor que la tuya. I think mine is better
then
than
yours.
yours.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah? And notice here we place the article.
Okay.
La mía, la tuya.
Agree.
Now we talk about relaciones, imágenes. No. El bronco sí, recuerda. Okay, this is what I told you before. So we say la bicicleta es mía. So it has to agree in gender and number
Okay.
with the thing you're talking about. Y el balón es tuyo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the bicycle is mine and the balloon is
Yes.
yours.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Actually it's ball, balón, ball. Este reloj es el tuyo y este es el mío. So this watch is yours and this one
It's
is mine.
okay. Yeah.
Uh, okay, should be here. Okay, Okay, so we're gonna use the possessive. Um, so you can see here you have the quién, the quién, the quién, the quién. What does it mean? Do you remember?
Yeah, so the quién is whose. So
Perfect,
quién is
perfect.
whose, so the quién is whose.
So notice how we answer. When you have whose, we simply say mine, yours. So, for example, ¿de quién es esta cámara de fotos?
Okay.
Nuestra,
Okay.
ours.
Ours. Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Dos.
¿De quién es este diccionario?
Diccionario.
Diccionario. So de Rosa, so it will be suyo.
Perfect. Tres.
Uh, ¿De quién son estas gafas? So mío. Oh,
Mías.
mía,
Mías.
so
Plural.
plural,
Okay,
yeah.
why? Because we talk about gafas, it's
Yeah,
las gafas.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
mías.
Sí.
Cuatro.
¿De quién es esta camisa de Alberto? Suyo.
Suya, you mean.
Ah, okay. Camisa,
Que
okay.
la camisa.
Yeah, okay.
Tengo la camisa negra. Cinco.
Okay. So, ¿de quién es esta toalla? Uh,
Toalla. Toalla.
toalla.
What does it mean? Do you
What?
know?
No, I don't know the meaning of toalla.
Towel. It's
Towel?
a towel.
Oh,
Towel.
towel.
Yeah.
Okay. Towel. Oh, towel, toalla. Okay. Actually, in my mother tongue, it is called toalla, but
Really? Oh.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
almost,
toalla.
almost toalla. It is called toile, but it is almost.
Oh, interesting. Toale.
I know English better than my mother tongue, so I'm more comfortable in English. Anyway, so they ellos, so it will be suya because it is.
Suya. Es suya. Seis.
¿De quién es este reloj? So the one.
Ujú.
So two. So tuya, tuya. So it's one. Tuyo.
El reloj tuyo.
Tuyo. Okay. El reloj.
Perfect.
Okay.
You can also say it's masculine because you say este.
Ah, okay.
So este is masculine. So este
Oh,
reloj.
yeah. Este and esta. Okay. And
Mhm.
estos is plural here. Okay. So ¿de
So
quién?
tu reloj, your watch.
Okay.
Reloj could also be a clock. So reloj is both watch and clock.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
If you want to tell them apart, you could add an adjective like we call watch. The whole noun is reloj de pulsera,
Ah,
and the other one is reloj de pared because you want. So basically, clock is something you put on the wall.
oh,
So
okay.
pared means wall, yeah, pared.
Okay.
Pulsera basically means uh, reach, yeah. So reloj de pulsera. Anyways, siete.
So, ¿de quién son estos calcetines? So, yo, so, mías, or míos,
Míos.
míos, sí.
So calcetines means socks.
No, so, yeah, and plural, so, yeah.
Mhm. Uh, okay. Okay, let's try letter P.
Okay.
So, mamá, ¿dónde está mi cartera? Where is my wallet?
Okay.
So, la cartera. So here, I don't know if you can tell, we are using, sometimes we use the pronoun, some usually we use the adjective. In
Ah,
this case, we use the adjective because I have the noun there next to the possessive, yeah?
I
So
see.
it's mi cartera.
Mi cartera. Okay, then those will be son tus estos zapatos because we have the zapatos.
Actually, tuyos. Why? Because what I mean is, are these shoes yours?
Yours, okay. Ah, yours is kind of okay.
So notice here, estos zapatos mean these shoes.
I see.
So I cannot really say your these shoes, but
Uh-huh.
are these shoes? So in English, you would say, are these shoes yours?
Okay.
So son tuyos estos zapatos.
So,
Tres.
dame mi diccionario
Mhm,
y,
mhm.
y toma el tuyo.
Perfect. That was flawless. So dame mi diccionario. So give me my dictionary
Mhm.
and take yours.
Yeah.
So in this case, we use also the article. We'll talk more about that in the future. Don't worry about that for the time being. Cuatro.
El mi, el mi coche es mejor que tú, el,
Mhm.
que tú, el tuyo, I think.
Okay. So, mi coche.
Yeah, so my
Okay.
car.
So,
Yeah.
mi coche. Forget about el. Mi coche es mejor que el tuyo. Okay. In this case, we say el tuyo.
Yeah, so this car, my car is better than
Than yours.
yours. Yeah.
Mhm. Cinco.
Son estas tus maletas, because maletas is
Perfect.
a noun. So
So, are these your suitcases?
yeah.
Cuatro.
Este bolígrafo es suyo o tuyo.
¿Es suyo
Es suyo o
o
tuyo.
tuyo?
Tuyo. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Bolígrafo,
so
what it means?
bolígrafo is pen. It's what I have in my hand right now.
Oh,
Bolígrafo.
pen. Okay.
You could also use the short version. You could also call it boli.
Okay.
Okay, we do this a lot in Spanish. Like when the word is too long, sometimes we just
Okay.
clip it.
Okay.
Like for example, policía. You could use boli. Bear in mind, this is a little bit colloquial.
Yeah, this is, I think, when you speak more, yeah.
Hmm. So you might hear, for example, kids in general, they don't say colegio, they say cole.
Okay.
So they say voy al cole.
Mhm.
Instead of saying voy a la escuela or voy al colegio. By the way, colegio and escuela is the same thing in
College or
English.
school, kind of, okay. Escuela.
Yeah, I'm telling you because the other day I was talking to someone. He thought colegio is like college. It's not, okay? Also, the school system here is completely different to that one. It's like it's a little bit difficult.
Okay.
So anyway, this book his, hers, theirs,
Or theirs.
or yours?
Okay.
So by context, you know which one you mean.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, cinco.
Okay. ¿Me prestas tu CD de Alejandro Sánchez?
No, Sanchez, no.
Oh,
Forget about Sanchez.
Alejandro Sánchez.
Don't talk about Sanchez right now, please.
Oh, Pedro Sánchez, you're talking about. Okay.
Alejandro Sanz.
And I thought Sanz is the short form of. So
No.
Alejandro
This
is
is a different one.
so that
This is
de tango like that song. I think the CD was from Alejandro. Like
yeah, Alejandro
yeah,
Sanz. I
yeah,
think once I played the song, it was called like yeah, El Corazón Partido. Do you
yeah.
remember?
Right. Because
So that song is his. It's
Alejandro.
Alejandro. He's quite well known over here.
Yeah.
So me prestas tu CD,
Yeah.
yeah, de Alejandro Sanz. So can you lend me
The,
your Alejandro Sanz CD? Yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
seis.
Su coche corre más que el mío.
So su coche corre,
Yeah.
okay, corre más que el
Corre.
mío.
Yeah.
Perfect. So your car literally runs, yeah,
Yeah.
runs more than mine.
Mine. Yeah.
In English, that's a little bit weird to say like a car runs, but
Mhm.
in Spanish we do. Siete.
So tu perro es caniche. So the dog. Yeah.
Okay, I have to tell you something about Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, caniche is a breed of dog. I think it's called caniche in English,
Yeah,
maybe. Let me
maybe.
show you. Caniche is basically is a breed.
Okay.
Let me show you. Caniche. Uh, let's look at this. Okay. A poodle. Yes, that's it. Poodle. So this is a caniche. Okay.
Okay.
A poodle.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh yes, I was going to talk about the pronunciation of the double R. Very important,
Okay.
especially in these words. There are even jokes about this.
Okay.
So, pelo, pero, perro.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a very common mistake. Especially the Chinese, they have a hard time with this
Okay.
because for them everything is an L. Like,
Mm.
um, if you
Ah,
say
ah.
pelo means hair,
Uh-huh.
and perro means dog, and
Uh-huh.
pero is like pot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
All different.
like look at my dog, look at my hair. Yeah, right. Mila, and they say like Mila mi pelo,
Uh-huh.
like this. So yeah, you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
double R is like something stronger. It's like it's like a drum.
Perro, perro, perro,
Perro.
perro, perro,
No, no, you have to. So you have to hook a little bit your tongue. You have to actually touch the
perro.
roof of your mouth,
Yeah.
and you have to blow. And you have to feel
Perro,
like a drum, like.
perro, perro, perro. Okay.
No, you have to touch it with the tip of your tongue. You have to hook it a little bit, your tongue, and blow.
Perro, perro, perro.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Practice more.
You'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just practice, actually. It's actually about the position of your tongue
Okay.
and about blowing. It's like you blow and then your tongue goes like touching
Yeah,
the roof of
yeah,
your
yeah.
mouth.
Okay.
Anyway, um, verbos con verbo reflexivo. No, not this one. This one. Okay, we're gonna talk about pronouns. So you already know about the subject pronouns. Yo, tú, él, ella, right?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Now we're gonna talk about the two other kind of pronouns. So in English, you basically have subject pronoun, object pronoun. In Spanish, we have two kind of object pronouns. We have what we call direct object pronouns and indirect object pronoun. Let me explain.
Mhm.
Um, so direct is like I look at her. So that is her. This is directly what I'm looking at. Yeah. But sometimes you have like two objects. For example, I give it to her.
Uh-huh.
So to her would be an indirect object pronoun.
Okay.
In Spanish, I mean. In English, it's just like you place a preposition. Yeah?
Okay.
Anyway, for the time being, we're just gonna take a look at the easy one, which is the direct object pronoun. So it's basically us, them, me. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, let's take a look at that. So, me amas, Lola? So, do you love me? Yes, I love you. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So, te
me.
amo.
Okay, me
Mhm.
plus Lola. So okay. So
So,
Lola.
notice the difference here in the place is
Yeah.
usually before the verb in
Right.
Spanish.
So amas is the verb. So me amas. So
Mhm,
we.
mhm. ¿Dónde está el pan? Where is the bread?
So,
No, lo encuentro. So I don't find it. So lo would be it in this case. Yeah.
okay.
¿Ves a Jesús? So do you see Jesus?
Yeah.
Sí, pero él no nos ve a nosotros. Yes, but
Not
he doesn't see us.
us. Yeah.
And notice here we are repeating again.
And nosotros.
This is quite common in Spanish. Like sometimes you repeat and
Okay.
you say a nosotros, a mí.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about that right now. So these are the direct object pronoun, and this between bracket. This is like the repetition. Like sometimes we do this. We say a me, a ti.
Mm-hmm.
That basically is like a kind of emphasis.
Uh-huh.
So for example, I want to say look at me. I could simply say mírame. Yeah, so I add the me.
Okay.
In
Mira.
this case, it's after the verb because it's an imperative. With this imperative, we place it after the verb attach. Yeah? So mírame. But if I say mírame a mí, it's even stronger, yeah?
Okay, mírame a mí. Okay.
hmm So you could add this a me to make it even stronger, yeah? So we have te, a ti.
A ti, okay.
Okay, lo could be a bunch of different things. It could be a él, it could be a usted, it could be a eso, when we talk about a thing, yeah?
Okay.
La, it could be a ella, it could
Yeah.
be a usted, or it could be an object that is feminine.
Mm.
Nos, that basically is us.
Mm.
When you want to put emphasis, you could say a nosotros or a nosotras. Os, that would be you guys, yeah?
Yeah, and
A vosotros, a vosotros.
las. Okay.
Okay, let's take a look. ¿Quién eres? Who are you?
Okay. Yeah.
No te conozco. I don't know you.
Yeah.
So, te.
There, yeah.
¿No?
There you. Okay.
¿Nos recuerdas? Do you remember us?
Okay.
Nos conocimos en Mallorca. So we met each other. So nos could also be each other,
Ah.
meaning we both, yeah?
Okay. So
So nos conocimos en Mallorca.
Mallorca. Okay.
Sí. Ahora os recuerdo. Now I remember you guys.
Okay. Os is the vuestros. The vosotros.
Exactly, vosotros. ¿Quieres este libro? Do you want this book?
Hector.
No. Hector? Yeah. No, no lo quiero. I don't want it.
Gracias.
Gracias. ¿Quieres a tus padres? So, do you love your parents?
Yeah.
Yes, I love them. Oh, los quiero. Yeah. And notice we place a before people. Okay. So we always say a before a person.
I see.
Okay.
¿Quieres a tus padres? Okay.
So basically, if you say I know Pepe, you can say conozco a Pepe.
Okay.
But if you say I know Málaga, you don't use this a. You say conozco Málaga. Yeah. Masculino, plural, masculino. Base mucho. No. Okay. Okay. About the collocation, about the place of this. So usually before the verb, most of the time. Cuando se habla de personas, se usa me, the, animal, the name. Okay. When we talk about people, we usually add this extra bit.
Me, ti, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Besides the other one. Okay. That happens a lot when you want to clarify, because sometimes, especially with law and with la and this, like there can be many different things. Yeah? Like sometimes you don't really have a context, so you need to add that extra bit to make it clear. So, for example, ayer las vi en el parque. So, las vi could be vosotros, could be ustedes, or it could be ellas, yeah?
Okay.
So, sometimes we add this extra bit. So, ayer las vi a ustedes en el parque. O ayer las vi a ellas en el parque.
Okay, so this means yesterday we went to the park.
So yesterday I saw them, or I saw you in the park.
In the park and the last base in the end.
Of course, if we are in the middle of conversation, we already talk about these people. You don't really need to say a ellas or a ustedes, because by context you're gonna know. But sometimes we do need, like, we do have to select. Okay, do you mean a ellas o a ustedes or a nosotros? Okay? Anyway, sometimes we do this to contrast. So, Ramón ama a María, pero María no lo ama a él. So it's like a contrast.
Okay.
Or emphatic purposes. We do this a lot. We are very emphatic in Spanish. We are very passionate, like Latin lover. Yeah?
So, me no me conoce. Okay, so.
A mí no me conoce. So this sounds stronger than saying just no me conoce. Yeah?
Okay, I don't know. So, okay, so. Okay.
So he doesn't know me, or she doesn't know me. Yeah? And I am being emphatic.
Okay.
It's like saying in English, she does not know me. Okay. Yeah? Kind of like that.
Similar, like a nosotros no nos ven.
Exactly, same purpose. Okay. So I am putting emphasis on the fact that they cannot see
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Okay, it's impossible. Okay, let's give it a go. The first one seems quite easy. So basically, it's lo, la, los, las. Only those. Okay.
Okay, so
So the first one, ¿dónde está Andrés? So I'm talking about Andrés.
okay,
He's a guy.
okay.
So no lo veo.
No la veo. Okay. ¿Dónde están las cucharas?
Mhm.
Cucharas is las or no, las?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Las?
yeah,
No las veo. I don't see them.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
¿Dónde están tus amigos? No las veo.
Amigos, los amigos.
Las, sí, so, no las veo.
No los veo.
Yeah.
I don't see them. Mhm.
¿Dónde está el teléfono? So, no lo veo.
No lo veo.
Ve-
Veo.
Veo,
Veo.
veo.
Mhm.
¿Dónde está Julia? No la veo, no la veo.
Perfect. No la veo. Mhm.
¿Dónde están tus padres? Ah, and no, no los
No los veo.
veo.
Mhm.
Yeah, no las
No
veo.
los veo. Mhm.
¿Dónde está la entrada? Ah, no lo veo.
La entrada
La
la
entrada.
veo.
Okay,
No la veo.
okay, okay.
8.
¿Dónde están las naranjas?
Naranjas.
Naranjas,
Naranjas.
oranges, so no las veo.
Mhm. Perfect. Okay. Any question about this? Lola, Lola, Lola. Okay.
This was, I think, yeah.
This, yeah. This is a little bit more difficult than English, definitely, because in English you don't really worry about gender.
And
But
actually, in most of the cases, the article was before the noun. So if one
yeah,
for
yeah.
it,
Usually you're gonna have a clue
yeah,
like that, or you're gonna have like an article. You're gonna have like a possessive.
right,
So
right.
that's gonna give it away. Anyway, let's make it a little more difficult. So now we're gonna include the rest. Me, te. So for example, yo te conozco. I know you.
Okay,
Tú eres amigo de Ana. You are Anna's friend.
okay, yeah. So yo, okay, so this is the ustedes thing. So it is loss or loss.
Perfect.
Loss, yeah.
Yo
Yeah.
los conozco.
No, conozco. Ustedes son los padres de Jesús.
So here it's being polite. So when you're talking in a polite way, you're gonna use basically the same kind of thing you use with he or she. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the person is not present, basically. It's kind of weird, actually. Tres.
Okay, so vosotros sois compañeros de Raman. So, y eso, yo las
Uh-uh.
compañeros.
Vosotros.
Oh, oh, okay.
Os. Os. Os.
Yo,
Almost. Almost.
vosotros sois
So,
compañeros de Raman.
so
Okay,
yo os conozco.
okay, okay.
So I know you. It's basically the same thing as the one before. So that's the difference between being, uh, let's say, rude, not really rude, but not polite, and very, very polite.
Okay, okay.
And also bear in mind this is also a difference between dialects or accents.
Okay.
So, for example, in Latin America, they don't really use the word vosotros. They using ustedes all the time.
Okay.
That's why they sound like extremely polite to us. They sound like Renaissance people because they still use, especially in Argentina, it sounds like a mixture between Italian and Spanish. It sounds like an old Spanish, and yeah, because they still use a boss. So boss is like a very old way of addressing someone in Spain,
Mm-hmm.
but they still use it. It's a little bit different. Okay, we'll talk more about this if you're interested in Argentine Spanish.
Okay, okay.
Cuatro.
So yo, okay, so usted es la madre, so it will be lo. So yo lo.
La madre. Entonces, yo
Oh,
la
la
conozco.
madre, yeah. So la madre, mother, yeah. So yeah, sure.
Yeah. So yo la conozco.
Okay.
Yo la conozco.
Yeah. Okay.
You could simply say yo la conozco a usted. We do this a lot, by the way, because just to clarify, because remember that these lo, la, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, yeah.
they could be either yo, or it could be her, or it could be them, it could be yeah. So many times we add that extra bit just to clarify.
Okay, okay.
Cinco.
Okay, so ustedes son las tías. So yo las conozco.
Mhm. Don't worry too much. Yo
Yeah,
las conozco.
yeah, yeah, right. Okay, and
Remember also another thing we do is letter dropping, especially in colloquial Spanish. So even though in proper Spanish you should pronounce every single letter,
but you skip
except for
that.
the H,
Okay.
the truth is we are lazy. I mean, we tend to go to make the least effort possible when there's even a rule that in linguistics, like it's the rule of the least effort. So that's why instead of in English, for example, many times we don't really say going to, we just say gonna.
Uh-huh.
This is kind of the same.
Okay,
Like
so
we
that's kind
kind
of
of drop the S, we
okay.
drop the D many times, as you already know. So, for example, if you remember the song, instead of saying partido, the guy says partido. Yeah. So don't be surprised if people like, why did this guy say do instead of dos?
Mm-hmm.
It's just he being lazy. Okay. Anyway, seis.
Okay, so vosotras sois amigas de Raquel. So yo os conozco.
Yo os conozco. Ujú. Siete.
Okay, so usted es el padre, so male. So yo lo
Perfect. Yo
conozco.
lo conozco.
Conozco. Okay. So tú vives en la calle Arenal. So tú is te, right? So
Exactly. Yo te conozco. So I know you.
yeah.
So notice 7 and 8. In English, you will simply say I know you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But we have like different register.
Ah, okay, okay.
So when you're being polite, you're gonna talk like the person is not present.
Mm-hmm,
So basically, yo lo conozco actually means both I know you, or I know him,
mm-hmm,
or I know that thing that is masculine,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which is yeah, you like let me think. For example, let's talk about the museum, Louvre. So you say, do you know the Louvre? And they will say, sí, lo conozco.
Ah, okay, sí lo conozco. Okay, okay.
It's because it's el museo, yeah?
El museum.
But if you say a city, for example, Málaga, I would say la conozco
No,
because
yeah,
it's la ciudad. Yeah?
yeah, okay, okay, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the tricky part with everything is
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little bit tricky, but you get used to that, okay? Also, but consider that we make mistakes with all of this. Like, we'll talk more about that, like,
Okay.
but I don't want to confuse you for the time being. So, mételo, okay. So now we're gonna do the whole thing, the whole sentence with the pronoun.
Okay.
So, ama a Luis, sí, lo amo. So, do you love Luis? Yes, I love him. ¿Quieres esta foto? Do you want this picture?
No,
No, no la quiero. No, I don't want it.
okay.
And notice here I say la because it's la foto.
Ah, okay.
3.
So, has comprado el periódico. No lo
No
bueno,
lo he,
no lo he comprado.
no lo he comprado.
Yeah, no lo he comprado. Okay.
So, no lo he comprado. I haven't bought it.
Okay.
No lo he comprado.
Okay, so this is
Mhm.
kind of the perfecto kind of, right? Like
Exactly, it's perfect. This
okay,
is present.
yeah,
Well, pretérito perfecto. So
yeah,
I'm talking about something in the past that
yeah,
is quite near the person.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
4.
¿Nos quieres, mamá? Sí, 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 no.
So do you love us, mommy?
Okay, so yeah, I love you. So sí, sí, or okay, os quiere, os okay, okay, so Okay, so this is Kies. Right? So,
I
yeah.
can see you're struggling to love me. Os quiero. I love you guys. I love you a lot. Os quiero mucho. Yeah?
Okay, so one question is so oscuero. So yeah, cuero I can understand the verb. So here, so previously it was like so he comprado. So I was in the kind of the past perfecto tense,
Mm-hmm.
but and si oscuro. So but here it is I am in the present kind of. So
It's present. Mm-hmm.
okay, oscuro mucho. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay. ¿Has visto mis zapatillas?
okay. Has visto mis zapatillas? Okay, and mm,
No, first. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, so no. Visto miss. So miss is
So, las zapatillas. Yeah.
yeah. So okay. So la. So last kind of last this no las a
Mm-hmm.
visto.
No las he visto. Ujú. No, no las he
No
visto.
las he visto.
Ujú. Seis.
Me recuerdas sí. Tú eres Julián. Okay. So sí. Te
Ujú.
te re- recuerda
Te recuerdo.
b- 12.
I remember you.
Uh,
Okay?
okay, so I remember you say sí te
Mm.
recuerdo. Okay, sí
Yes, I remember you.
te is the you and recuerdo is I remember. Okay,
Exactly. So, ¿me recuerdas?
okay,
Sí, te recuerdo. Tú eres Julián. Ujú. Siete.
okay. So ves mucho a Pepe y a Luisa. Sí, sí, okay. Sí, so no, ves mucho. Uh,
Ujú.
so see loss. Yeah. So there are plural. So and then
Ujú.
this Pepe, yeah, Luisa. So it's
Now
we.
you need the verb. You need the verb.
Yeah. So base will be uh, base is what? So base is we.
No? What is best?
Uh,
Is you see, right?
yeah. So the base the verb is the verb. So we are is the verb.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so this is
So you're answering, yeah?
yes,
So if I ask you, do you see Pepe and Luisa a lot?
yeah,
You're
okay,
gonna say, I see, right?
okay. So then bio, so C loves bio,
Not bio, veo.
beo, okay, beo, okay. C loves beo
Hmm?
mucho, okay. So I see a lot, okay. So
Okay, ¿te quiere Elena?
te quiere Elena, so okay. So do you so love Elena kind of?
No, no
No,
me
me quiero,
quiere. No, we talk about Elena. Quiere.
quiere, okay. Me no me
So
quiere.
no, no me quiere. She doesn't love me.
Okay. So the verb is corresponding to Elena. Okay, it's not
Of course, because she's the one doing the loving.
right,
Okay,
right.
you're the one not being loved. Okay, that's why me is there.
Yeah.
You're not the one loving here.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
we talk about her. Okay,
Yeah,
about her loving you.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of confusing that. So there are two subjects. I'm kind of
Yeah,
confusing
you have the subject and you have the object.
object. Yeah, I'm kind of
Here we're talking about the object, okay? So
yeah,
me is the receiver of the love.
yeah. So okay, so
And quiere means she loves.
she loves.
Okay?
Yeah, so conoces a los tres pardo. Okay,
Señor Espargo, ¿no?
so no,
No
no.
los.
Oh, I think we just finished the time.
Oh, so no los conozco.
Conoces.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah,
No
so
los
no,
conozco.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Kind of. So okay, so no,
So
no.
I know
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good job,
Yeah, I
by the
think
way.
I need more. Yeah.